Hello and welcome to this session on how to schedule a regular backup for SAP Business One version for SAP HANA and how to get an alert if a backup fails. So first of all, we will start here directly in Linux, but you can also start from Windows. Just opening the admin guide for you. And you can see here in the chapter number 8, Managing Security, a subchapter Data Storage Security, and in here we can find the backup policy. And in the backup policy, we explain how to set up a backup script to cover the backup policy of SAP. And if you scroll down here a little bit, you can find steps here how to create a backup user and how to use this user to run a backup script finally, and also how to schedule it. However, I refer also to the Note, which is similar to this backup policy section. You can find it in the Note 1950261. It's also called backup policy. So let's do it together and just follow the Note and create a backup user. So first of all, we need to run SQL console in HANA Studio and run these commands. So I will just copy them, open HANA Studio, right click SQL console, just paste the queries in here, and now we just need to find a name to backup user, and I will give the password a name like initial 0, and again here we'll replace the placeholder with backup user to disable the password lifetime, and in the last command I will also replace the placeholder with backup user to grant the backup operator rights to the user. Okay, so now we'll just start the queries one by one. So the first query I will run. Okay, I need to have a follow password policy. Okay, again. Okay, so now I have created the backup user. So we can find it also now here under users. Now I will change that the password will not expire for this user. And I will also grant the backup operator role to this user. So if you look in here and look here for object privilege, for system privilege, you see backup operator. Okay. So that's it for the HANA Studio part. So let's go to the Linux part. Okay, so let me copy here this command. Open the terminal. And we can maximize it. And now switch the user to ndb-adm. And in here we can paste the example code and just replace the backup user with our capital backup user. And before I execute this command, let's take a quick look. So we will create the HTTP user called user for backup by entering our real HANA user called backup user with the password initial 0. Okay, so now we have HTTP user store created and with the name user for backup. So what's next? So if we look at the node at the bottom, we can find the attached backup script. So what I will do now is I will extract it, and I will extract it to the HANA folder, so user, SAP, NDB, HB00, and here I will put it here. Okay. So you can see now the backup script is there. Go to the directory /user SAP NDB HGB00. And in here we have now the backup script on the top here. But you can see now it's not under the NDB ADM users like all the other scripts. It's now under the root. So we need to change this. So we'll use the commands change owner to NDB ADM subsys group for the file backup script. And we also need to do chmod 755 to allow the execution of this file. So okay, let me put this a little bit upwards, and now let's switch the user to NDB ADM and just run the backup script. Okay, so now the backup script is running, and this will take some time, like 1 minute or so. And in the meanwhile, while this is running, I want to show you another opportunity how to do a backup not for the full HANA instance, but for the Business One schemas or company databases. So we will enter HTTPS and then the host name of the computer, or in this case I can use localhost as we are already on the HANA server, followed by the port 40,000 and then control center. Okay. I will add an exception for the security certificate because it's self-signed. And now I will use the B1 site user for login. And in here, in the SLD, the System Landscape Directory, you can click just here on the server. And you can see now all the available company databases in this HANA server. So we just have one. You can see it was backed up by this tool a few days ago. So we can run another backup, or we can schedule a backup here of this company database, like every day and so on. Or we can recover it by selecting one of the available backups. In the next patch, patch 6, you can also recover under a different name, rename it, and then you can, in example, create out of a live database, let's say a copy for development or testing. Okay, so let's go back to the terminal. So the backup has finished. And if we now go to the HANA Studio and go to the backup catalog, we can now see that like 4 minutes ago, we have started a backup, which took 2 minutes, and it's done. So the last thing I would like to show you is how to schedule it, and also how to get an email if the backup is not working properly. So first of all, let's take a quick look here on this page. I will link it also in the YouTube description. It's a blog from a colleague of mine, how to use cron to schedule a backup. And if we scroll down here a little, oops, you can see an example how cron is working. So you need a few digits, like the first one is for the minute, the second for the hour, then day of a month, then the month, and then the day of a week. So we will do every day, and then let's say 11 a.m. So I will need to run the command cron tab -e, -e for edit. Let me just exit. So I will copy the path first. It's much easier with that. Paste it in here. And just add the backup script. So this is the full command we need for the script, for the scheduling. So let me go into cron tab again. And now let's just use this example here. So we need to press I for insert and then 00 for 0 minutes. Then I set 11 a.m. And then we will use any day of a month, any month of a year, and any day of a week. And we will execute this command. So that's it. Just press escape to leave the editing mode. And now press colon and write and quit. WQ. Okay, so now the cron tab has been entered, and now every day at 11 a.m. the script will run and the backup will be taken. So I have to do no more than this. The only thing I need to take care of is deleting the backups after a while. So if you right click here on the backup, I can say delete all older backups than this one. Or what else we recommend is in the blog. Here you can see, I will just go to the top. So you can see some scripts here, like backup log file cleanup. So this one I can recommend in addition to schedule also a log cleanup. This will keep your system always clean. Okay, so the last thing which is missing here in this demo is how to get a mail alert. And if I go to the end of this block, you can see here how do I confirm it worked. And if I click on here, you can see that the script can be enhanced by a so-called RC check. This is a variable which will get a dollar question mark. So this is just the error or return code of the last execute command. And there's a if clause. If this is not 0, then let's send a mail to an email address containing today's backup script execution failed. And we will use this command for our script to realize it. So I already prepared it a little. So let's open terminal up again. Switch user again to NDB ADM. And now let's do the following. I have already made the script work, so I will just go to this folder and copy the backup script to subfolder. Let's do -force. Okay. And if we look now at the backup script, you can see that it got enhanced a little, and I just put after the HTTP SQL command, I put this RC check variable equals $sign and question mark. as these two will give me the return code. And then I will check if the return code is not equal 0, and then I will mail to root, which is my mailbox here, that the today's backup script execution failed. If, here's the else clause, it's 0, then the email will send that it's successful, and we also write in both cases into a file the same result. Okay, let's quit. And just let's run the backup script once more. Okay, so this is done. So we can just quickly check our email here. In Linux, I just installed a mail client, like here's Thunderbird. And we just got the email that the daily backup was successful, like 1 or 2 minutes ago. And now I will make it fail. So what I will do is I will stop HANA. It's the command HTTP stop. Okay, and so let's run again the backup script. And you can see that there's now a connection failed error. And if we go to our mail client again and check mail, you can see that we got a new mail. Today's backup script execution failed. So this is because of the error, and our script sent the email to this mailbox. If you need help on how to set up a mailbox, just a quick excursus. So you just go to Yast, and in here you go to mail server, and then just enter here. If you click on next once more, your outgoing mail server and so on. Okay. So with this, I would like to say thank you for watching this session, and bye-bye.